everyone. Good evening. Welcome. This is Hot Edition. We're live from Abata Desawe Kanda. Also live on Kesmi 107.1 in Tamale and beyond. We're live on W 93.5 in Gbewaa and beyond this evening. Here on Hot Edition, the NDC releases its timetable for the 2026 internal elections. Stay with us. We've got details for you. Plus, the MPP is also ready to hit the streets tomorrow. The demonstration, the same, to save our democracy. Stay with us. Exactly what they intend to achieve with this demonstration tomorrow, we will be getting some details on that. Plus, Education Ministry has condemned the Obuasi Senior High Technical School violence, directs the GES to investigate the assault on the headmaster of the school. We've got some disturbing videos to this effect. Stay with us. Some 6 students have been arrested and the school has been closed down. Stay with us here on the Hot Edition. We've got details for you. All these and more here on Hot Edition on 3FM 92.7. We're also on Kesmi 107.1 in Tamale and on W 93.5 in Gbewaa and beyond. I am Alfred Okansi. Let's settle for a summary of the news now, and Safwa Boy is here.
Thank you, Alfred. To our first story, where the New Patriotic Party, NPP, has called on the government to provide details on which taxes, levies or fuel margins are being reduced to fund the 2 cedis diesel relief, whether the estimated revenue loss has been factored into the 2026 budget, and what expenditure cuts will be made to offset the cost. The party also wants assurances that transport fares and prices of essential goods will reflect the diesel price reduction, clarification on whether the 1 cedi per litre levy will remain in place during the intervention period, and the criteria that will determine whether the subsidy is extended, withdrawn or replaced. Away from that, the headmaster of Obuasi Senior High Technical School, Abdullahi Zakaria, is currently receiving emergency medical treatment after being attacked by students on campus over allegations that he buried a newborn baby. Mr. Zakaria sustained serious head injuries during the assault on Tuesday, August 4, 2026, which involved cutlasses. He was initially rushed to the Anglo Gold Ashanti Hospital in Obuasi before being referred to the Konfanoche Teaching Hospital in Kumasi for advanced care. More than 2 years, to a third story now, where more than 2 years after the tragic killing of businessman and philanthropist Eric Johnson, resident of Dzwapa in the Upper West region, have been immortalized his memory with the unveiling of a statue in his honor, celebrating a legacy of entrepreneurship, generosity, and community development. The memorial, unveiled by the Dzwapa Youth Association in collaboration with the Anwele Foundation, stands as a permanent tribute to the late Chief Executive Officer of Royal Cozy Hills Hotel, popularly known as Dzwapa Dubai. To a full story now, where the University of Ghana has defended its decision to conduct entrance examinations for applicants seeking admission into selected College of Health Sciences programs before the release of the 2026 West African Senior School Certificate Examination WASSCE results. The university, however, assured the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission (GTEC) that the arrangement is temporary and does not replace WASSCE as the principal basis for admission. The university's response follows a directive issued by GTEC on July 2026, in which the Commission instructed tertiary institutions to discontinue the practice of making entrance examinations a mandatory requirement for admission. To allow story now, where the General Superintendent of Assemblies of God, Ghana, Reverend Stephen Wengam, is leading the executive presbytery officers of the church on a week-long apostolic and missions visit to the Gambia. Other members of the delegation are Reverend Godwin Tito Eje, Assistant General Superintendent, and others will be visiting the Gambia. And this is where we end our news summary segment. And over to you, Alfred.
So far, thank you. There's more news you can find on 3news.com. Make some time and visit 3news.com. This is Hot Edition. We're live on Kesmi 107.1 in Tamale and on W93.5 in Gbewaa and beyond. Now, some news we've been following for the most part of today. The headmaster of the Obuasi Senior High Technical School, Abdullahi Zakaria, is receiving treatment at the Convernotti Teaching Hospital in Kumasi after he was allegedly attacked by a group of students following claims surrounding the alleged burial of a fetus. Now, according to reports, tensions escalated on the school campus after some students alleged that the headmaster had been seen burying a fetus in a nearby bush. Now, the students further claimed the incident was connected to an alleged abortion involving a student. Sources familiar with the incident have been speaking to us. The allegations sparked outrage among the students who reportedly mobilized in the early hours of today and confronted the head teacher. He was allegedly assaulted during the confrontation and sustained injuries that required urgent medication and also some medical attention. As we see now, some school property was also vandalized during the disturbance. The injured head teacher was subsequently rushed to the Convernotti Teaching Hospital, where he is currently receiving treatment. His condition has not been officially disclosed. Meanwhile, we know that police have deployed in large numbers the personnel to the school to restore calm. The latest that we're getting from there is that the school has been closed down as we speak. The Education Ministry has also issued a statement condemning this particular incident. We have a copy of the story. If you go on our Facebook page right now, at 3FM927, we're showing you this video of this attack by the students on the head teacher. Go on our Facebook page at 3FM927 right now. Also on YouTube at 3FM927, we have a video of the students. That video that was captured by one of the students themselves, beseeching the headmaster's, that's his house or the quarters where he lives, and assaulting him with that allegation of what he had been involved in. The police have moved in. The school has been closed down. We understand some 6 students have been arrested as well as we speak. That's the information just coming through right now. The Obuasi Municipal Assembly has ordered the indefinite closure of the Obuasi Secondary Technical School following the violence. And also some 6 students have been picked up. And let's go on to telephone right now. And if you go on our Facebook page, you'll see that this video of this attack by the Obuasi Secondary Technical students on the headmaster. It's at 3FM927. We're showing you that video live right now. Thomas Musa Tanko is General Secretary of the Ghana National Association of Teachers. NAT is joining us on the telephone. Mr. Tanko, good evening.
Good evening, my brother Okansi, and together with your staff and team members.
Thank you so much for agreeing to talk to us. I mean, this certainly will be troubling for you. It's coming to add up to the many incidents of teachers, head teachers, being at the receiving end of beatings, violence meted out to them by the students. I mean, have you seen this video, and how is the National Association of Teachers also reacting to this?
Oh, my brother, once again, good evening. This is not only disturbing, but unfortunate that in an institution where you are preparing and training future leaders who will soon take over the baton from their forebears, behaving this way. The question everybody will be asking, what is the hope and expectation that is there for this particular country of ours? It is just unfortunate. You see, it is just unfortunate. And the earlier we all come together, this time the issue of blame game, where somebody will say this person is doing, no. We all need to come together. Look, my brother, always, these days, always, I read Article 41 of our Constitution. And I ask myself, when are we all going to come together to make sure that we enforce Article 41 of the Constitution? When? You see, When you read it carefully, it tells us that in the exercise and enjoyment of the rights and freedoms, it's not separable from the performance of duties and obligations, and accordingly shall be the duty of every citizen. In fact, if you look at the C specifically says that to foster national unity and live in harmony with others. When are we all going to work together to draw attention as a people that, look, we cannot always be talking about rights without looking at our responsibility to Mother Ghana? It's becoming difficult. It looks like on daily basis as part of the menu, the issue of violence on our various school campuses is becoming part of the menu. And I think the earlier we all come together to find a solution, the better for all of us. And I'm happy for the gathering at Sunyani. What really happened there was good. Let us find a way out of this particular thing as soon as possible. I am deeply worried and disturbed about happening. And I always ask, and I just suppose what is happening within the context of Article 41 of the Constitution. And I've been asking myself, how can we all come together to make sure that Article 41 of the Constitution is enforced?
And that's the question I'm going to ask and answer from you, how this can be addressed. The increasing violence in the senior high schools, as in the teachers and head teachers being at the receiving end of this violence, the students coming together, mop up and go and beat up a head teacher because they suspect he's doing one thing or the other, or even when the head teachers or invigilators invigilate too strictly, they are beating up by students because they were just doing their job of invigilating, for instance. But then the information that we're just getting right now, if you're joining us here on Hot Edition right now, if you go on our Facebook page and our YouTube page, that's 3FM 92.7, we're showing you this video of that attack by the students on the head teacher of the Obuasi Senior High Technical School, which we understand has been closed down right now as a result of that attack by a mob of students on the headmaster. And the Obuasi Municipal Chief Executive Love Apia Kanin is joining us on the telephone. Madam, good evening to you. Hello.
Good evening, sir.
Thank you so much for agreeing to talk to us. First of all, let's establish that. Hello.
Yes, hello.
Yes, we just got information that 6 students of the Obuasi Senior High Technical School have been arrested for their involvement in this mob action against the mob attack on their headmaster. Are you able to confirm this for us and the closure of the school as well?
Yes, please.
And as we speak, what's the situation in the school right now?
Thank you very much, and good evening to your listeners as well. At this point, we've asked everybody to go home until investigations take over and until further notice. So as we speak, we've asked everybody to go home, and there's nobody at the school.
See, and the students who were involved, the video that we are showing right now on our Facebook page, there are more than 6. So what's in place to bring all the students who were involved in this to book?
It's going on, and I know by the grace of God and good work of the municipal securities, everything is going to be fine. Everybody will be brought up to book. The perpetrators will be brought up to book. And so that is what we are waiting for now.
I see, but these 6 students who were picked up, where were they picked up? When were they picked up? Are you able to give us some more information on it?
They were picked up from the school yesterday, I think dawn around 1 a.m. And so interrogations and investigations are going on, like I said. And so if the police are done with their investigation so far, they will release everybody to go to their prisons.
I see. And how about the head teacher? How is he doing? What's the extent of the injury from what you know?
Yes. As we speak, initially when the incident happened, he was sent to Anglo Gold Asante Hospital As we speak, he's now with the Anoche Teaching Hospital for treatment.
I see. But what's the extent of the injury that he sustained?
Well, for now, I can't say anything about it because we were about to go to the hospital when we were told he's been transferred to Anoche Teaching Hospital. At the moment, we've done so many calls. We've called the regional minister, and he's in good condition, and they are treating him there at Anoche.
I see. And any indication of how long the school will be closed for?
Thank you very much. In fact, that discussion will be with the Director of Education for Ashanti Region and the Director of Education for Obuasi Municipality and the security and myself.
I see. But then as we speak, there's an indefinite closure of the school. Has this ever happened before? The school, does it have this history of students also beating up teachers? Because there's another report that this is not the first time students have beaten up teachers in that school. Thank you very much, Madam Faustila. Tamin is the Municipal Chief Executive for Obuasi Municipal Assembly. She's details of what we're hearing and we've been following for some time now here on Hot Edition of 3FM 92.7. The Obuasi MC has confirmed to us the order of the indefinite closure of the Obuasi Secondary Technical School following a violent attack on the school headmaster, where we understand is receiving treatment as a result of the injuries he sustained at the Anoche Teaching Hospital as we speak. And some 6 students have been arrested by the police as well. Thomas Musa Tanko is still with us on the telephone. Is the Association of Teachers. And Tanko, you heard the MCA there giving details of what has been done and what is the investigation is ongoing now. Does this give you any sense of assurance that this incident will be investigated and all the students brought to book?
My brother, where we are now, the school performs 3 it looks like the focus now is more on regardless of what happens to Sarata and all this, it is not an issue that is we are bothered about. And for me, and for the Ghana National Association of Teachers, character building cannot be one thing. We all need to come together to find solutions. And these things are becoming too many. And as early as possible, we need to come together and get it done. My brother, I am overwhelmed. Exactly what the students want. Exactly when you are going to school, then you are armed. I thought your students, when they are going to school, they must be going with books and all that. Now you go with who are you going to attend? Are you going to, is it anyone where you are going to fight for
Thank you very much for talking to us. Thomas Musa Tanko is the General Secretary of the Ghana National Association of Teachers, NAT there. If you're just joining us here on Hot Edition on 3FM 92.7, also on Kesmi 107.1, in Tamale on W93.5, in Wa and beyond. The news we've been bringing you so far, the violence in the Obuasi Secondary Technical School, which has led to the closure of the school as we speak indefinitely. 6 students have been picked up. The Education Ministry has issued a statement on this matter right now, which we have a copy of that statement. If you go on our Facebook page, we put that statement there, giving details of what the Education Ministry has decided to do going forward to be able to deal with this continuing cases of violence and indiscipline in the various secondary schools. The Education Ministry says they unequivocally condemn the violent incident at Obuasi Senior High Technical School. The ministry considers this act of violence and lawlessness as reprehensible and criminal. Such conduct has no place within Ghana's educational institutions and will not be tolerated under any circumstance. The Honorable Minister for Education, Haruna Idrisu, has directed the Ghana Education Service to immediately take up the matter, commence a full investigation into the disturbance, and apply the appropriate disciplinary action against all persons found culpable in accordance with the laws and regulations governing the education sector. The ministry wishes to state unequivocally that discipline remains the foundation of quality education and wants to assure the public that it will continue to work closely with the Ghana Education Service and other relevant state institutions to uphold discipline. So this is a statement just come through from the Education Ministry, and Daniel Fenyi speaks for the Ghana Education Service. Is joining us on the telephone. Fenyi, good evening.
Alfred, good evening.
Now, I've just run through the statement that the Education Ministry has issued and the directive that the minister has given to you to apply all the sanctions to ensure that anybody or any student involved in this is brought to book. What have you done so far?
Indeed, let me say a very good evening and thank you for the opportunity. Let me mention that we accept the minister's directive in good faith. This is one of our own who has been attacked. It is very unfortunate. As Ghana Education Service, we condemn it. We urge students that this is definitely not the right way to go, especially at a time when we do not encourage even teachers to beat students when they misconduct themselves. Investigations have already been initiated. As we speak, the Deputy Director General, together with some management members, are in Obuasi at the moment. Because when we saw the videos and we saw the severity of the assault and the attack, we saw blood all over somebody who is supposed to be leading the institution. We couldn't have sat and looked on concerned. So they are there. Investigations have started. We anticipate that the districts and then the regions will collaborate and provide us with the needed support to identify the persons. The good news is that some of the students who participated in this we are hearing have been arrested. About 6 of them have been arrested. Because quickly the police came in and made sure order has been restored on the premises, the school premises. Again, the headmaster is also receiving some medical attention. We extend our greetings to him. We wish him speedy recovery, and we assure him of the support of management throughout this tough period. The school has also been going down temporarily, pending the investigations into the issues. So these are the initial steps that have been taken. But as time goes on, and investigations also unfold, we may take some more decisions based on the outcome of the investigation. But at the moment, these are the initial steps that have been taken.
All right, thank you very much, Daniel Fenyi, and is one that will follow up quite closely to get to the end of this matter, especially because the Ghana Association of Teachers, as well as well-meaning Ghanaians, have continuously condemned the involvement of students in this violence, which is increasing across the various campuses in the country. But he speaks for the Ghana Education Service there. But away from that, the Functional Executive Committee of the NDC at its meeting held has directed the release of the timetable for the party's 2026 constituency, regional and national elections. The timetable provides a comprehensive roadmap for the conduct of the party's internal elections, covering the various stages of the electoral process, including the opening of nominations, filing of nominations, vetting of aspirants, appeals, balloting, and election at the constituency, regional, and national levels. Now, we have a statement to that effect. If you go on our Facebook page, you will get to see the full details and the full complement of that statement as we received from the NDC. But before we get into Rashid Tanko Computer, who is Deputy Director of IT and Elections for the NDC, for the NPP, they are getting ready for the planning of a nationwide demonstration tomorrow, August 6th, accusing government of undermining Ghana's democratic institutions. Is set and ready to take off. The protest, dubbed Democracy Under Attack, is set to begin at 6 a.m. at the Supreme Court and end at the Jubilee House. National Youth Organizer of the NPP, Henry Anabuachi, addressed the media earlier today on preparations.
To 2.7.
Track and publish month by month the collections of the energy sector of all prices against the exchange rate, so that Ghanaians can see for themselves how much we will engage the transport unions, industry and consumer groups directly, and we will put forward the alternative, a transparent, rules-based shock response framework with published price distribution, agriculture and fishing, and automatic sunset triggers in place of midnight.
Henry Anabuachi is the national organizer of the NPP. We will be having the national youth organizer of the NPP joining us shortly for a conversation on this demonstration and matters arising. But Rashid Tanko Computer is Deputy Director of IT and Elections for the NDC, also the CEO of GIFEC. Mr. Tanko Computer, good evening. Thank you for joining us.
Good evening, Alfred. And let me say good evening to your cherished listeners across the globe.
The NPP is ready to hit the streets tomorrow. They say that you, the NDC, over the last 1 year and 7 months you've been in office, you have engaged in acts that undermines Ghana's democracy. It's an attack on the democracy of Ghana, and there's a reason why tomorrow they are hitting the streets to demand that the right things be done. You, NDC, why are you doing
Alfred,
this?
This group are insensitive to the plight of the gallant men who lost their life in the course of action on August 5th, 2025. This NPP group, they are very insensitive.
Why are you saying this?
And tomorrow is the first anniversary of their loss. The family are still grieving. The state has put up program of activities for tomorrow to commemorate the first anniversary of the loss of these gallant men. Yesterday we started at a Burma camp where there was this lecture. Tomorrow there's going to be interdenomination prayer for them at UPSC, and there's another program at Ministry of Defense to unveil a bust of my former boss and all that. So tomorrow is a solemn day, 1 year anniversary of the loss of these people. And this group will go and organize a demonstration for that same day, expose the hypocrisy of them. It means the kind of crocodile tears they were sharing when they died in August 6th was not genuine.
Well, we put this question to the organizers. They say that, well, they acknowledge and recognize this day, but yet they want to exercise their democratic right to hit the streets, to demonstrate. So why do you have questions about that decision on a day like this?
Alfred, if any of them had lost their uncle or father among them, will the person go today and demonstrate? If the person has lost his mother, you know Ghanaians, the way we cherish our dead, it's part of our culture and tradition. When we do 1 week anniversary, we do the funeral, we also do 1 year anniversary. That is how we respect the dead. In any case, we are nobody's worried about this thing, but they are exposing themselves. And we are talking of we are Muslim freedom of speech. Under their watch, You, the journalists, we have been chased away from this country. We have been chased away from this country. People ran away, journalists, just to take care of their lives. Some could not run, they were killed. Under their watch, they were murdered. That one they didn't see. NDC didn't organize press conference or demonstration to hit the country and said the country was not properly governed.
It's not about press freedom alone. They say the actions and inactions you've been engaged in is an attack on democracy and also the selective application of the law. So it's not just...
Alfred, which action and inaction? They should bring it on.
Well...
If you know you fear accountability, don't accept public office. What is the meaning of being in the public office? Is the resources given to you, is this for you and your wife and children? It's for the state. And the state will ask you how you use it. And so you have left office and the state is asking you how you use the resources, and that one you say selective justice. How do you call this selective justice? You had 8 years to prosecute some officers. There are banding names around that we came and the Attorney General entered Nole Pozekwa to get them out. 8 damn good years. You couldn't even prosecute one of them proper. 8 years. To the extent your Attorney General then was reprimanded in court for trying to coerce one of those being prosecuted to say something against one of them. It was in this country. We all saw it. What are they talking about? They've lost all the moral authority to talk about issue of this nature.
Well,
under their watch, the judiciaries were being bastardized to the extent that their own national security minister, Honorable Kandapa, had to call on the judiciary to stop that kind of one-way ruling they were doing, because their government was not interested in that kind of one-way ruling. Well,
so hold on a bit for me, Rashid Tanko Computer. All what you've been saying, Salam Mustafa, who is the national youth organizer of the MPP and one of the organizers, the lead organizers of the demonstration tomorrow, has been listening to you on the other line. Salam, good evening to you.
Good evening, Alfred.
And thank you for agreeing to talk to us. First of all, Rashid Tanko Computer is on the other line. You've been listening to him. There's a question he asks as to why you are organizing this demonstration tomorrow on a day when the nation is marking a 1-year remembrance of the passing of the 8 gallant Ghanaians who died in the helicopter crash.
Alfred, good evening to you and your cherished listeners. And I'm sure you screen as well, so viewers across the globe. The president is currently in
Jamaica, yes.
Yes, president in Jamaica. He was so minded he would have been here to celebrate our gallant men on the same day. But he's in Jamaica chilling.
Well, he arrives this evening. We understand he's going to be around tomorrow.
We mourn the fallen heroes, and we have absolute respect for all of them. One of them was a personal friend to me, and he, the entire NPP family, mourn with His Excellency the President and the NDC when the tragedy struck somewhere last year. We put together a team to even visit the NDC national headquarters to commiserate with them. And the entire leadership of the NPP commiserated with the government and the NDC. So it cannot be that we don't have any regard for the memory of the late gallant men who died in the helicopter crash. But let me add, the lives of the people who died in the flood, the 39 people or so, is equally as important as those who died in the helicopter crash. That the following day the president was in white and dancing in front of the State House. Let's not appropriate and reappropriate at the same time. All deaths require the same level of reverence, and we give the fallen heroes the highest reverence they need. Let me also add, the respect And the memory of the fallen people, I am sure, deep down in my heart, wherever they are, they will be turning in their graves as to what our democracy is becoming. Everybody will be shocked at what is happening in Ghana today. That essentially is a police state that you cannot even cough if you are a member of the opposition. A brother like Murtala Mohammed, who I've known for years, struggled in student leadership, all his life, a fighter, would not condone what we are seeing today. That this government is marauding, is callous, is guerrillas, and punitive.
Well, they said that if you fear accountability, then don't take up public office. You're only being asked to account for your tenure in office.
Nobody fears accountability. Let's put that on record. Anybody who holds public office must account. That we have said time without number. If the law is being used, let the law work. But when men appropriate the law and begin to act as if they are the law, that we have a problem with. We know the difference between prosecution and persecution. You cannot bring your member from America, somebody who ran away from justice, who has been prosecuted, sought leave of the court, and traveled to America and refused to return, and the court passed judgment on her. If she had done nothing wrong, why did she abscond in the first place and became a fugitive? That marshals had to go and arrest her and extradite her back to Ghana. As if that were not enough, this government, assaults into injury, and for 2 weeks she was in Ghana here. We were never told until the American embassy blew the whistle. Before this government scrambled and took her to Sawam to begin her sentence. And word on the street already had it that once Sedina was brought into Ghana, Wuntumi would go to jail, and that they would appeal and get Sedina out of jail. This was on the street already, and like a playbook, it happened as it was rumored on the street. I'm sure you are very familiar with the post of Ni Amatefio, who, upon conclusion of the Wuntumi trial, said that from what he's hearing, Wuntumi would go, to jail for a very long time, will go away for a very long time. And this is exactly what happened. So if these things are being contrived against a section of the Ghanaian people because of their political color, you think we'll sit down and watch? No, this is not accountability. This is complete counselling of the law. And we will not agree, we will not allow that to persist in this country.
So what do you intend to achieve?
We will not allow tyranny to take center stage in this country. We will not condone demagoguery. We will not condone dictatorship.
Well, what do you intend to achieve with the demonstration tomorrow?
You see, right from inception of this government, I have been a vocal voice on this matter of injustice and selectivity as far as treatment of the Ghanaian people is concerned. And these people, they think that their ears are very hard. They don't listen. By the time we finish with our reorganization, we will continue to embark on these demonstrations. And by the time we finish with reorganization, the kind of ticketing and the kind of democratic tools we will use, then they said they will clap for us. If a child says that the mother will not sleep, the child himself will not sleep.
I see.
Yes. The child will not sleep.
Okay. Salam, appreciate you for this. Tomorrow we'll be on the streets with you as well to bring up listeners and viewers up to speed with how the demonstration will play. Thank you for joining us on Hot Edition. Now, so that's Salam Mustafa, but he's still on with us. Rashid Tanko Computer says if you will not allow them to sleep, then you also not sleep. That's why they are going on the streets tomorrow.
Ghanaians will allow Ghanaians to sleep. And that's why we have given them the opportunity to sleep with their two eyes since we came into office. Because all those who are reckless in trying to disturb the peace of this country, we will change their sleeping place. That one is a fact. If you go about your business, you see, Salam is my brother. He's been going about his business. Nobody has chased him around. Nobody has invited him anywhere. Because he knows his left and right. He knows what to do and what to say. And so he's fine. Nobody is arresting him or asking him to come and answer questions. But those, if they cannot train them to behave like how they are behaving, of course the state will train them for them. You know, it is the duty of the state to also train you. So if you are wayward, the state will train you. And so by bringing them is to train them so that they can behave well in society and allow others to sleep well. Okay. Otherwise, I cannot fathom somebody will take a phone and face his or her face and decided to attack the number one citizen of this state, saying that the person will be killed, the person will do this and that. I always ask them, even their village chief, and you threaten your village chief and still stay in that village. So the president is the one that you can easily get away with, because we are talking of democracy and all that. Ask them, can they threaten their village chiefs?
Rashid Tanko, thank you, but I have a couple of things for us to get into the roadmap you just released, but we have just received some breaking news, which Rashid Tanko, you may not be happy with that breaking news, but I'm sure it's not the news that any Ghanaian would want to even hear at this time.
Breaking news on 3FM 92.7. Breaking news on 3FM 92.7.
Some news we are just receiving right now. The family house of the late Honorable Mohammed Murtala, who was part of the 8 persons who died in that helicopter crash exactly a year ago. Tomorrow will be exactly a year ago. His family house has just been engulfed by fire. Residents and emergency responders are making every effort to bring the blaze under control. But as of now, the fire has not yet been contained. What makes it even concerning and heartbreaking is that it comes almost exactly a year after the tragic military helicopter crash that claimed the life of the Honorable Mohammed Murtala and 7 other officials. Just a year on, the family is once again facing another painful ordeal. If you go on our Facebook page, in fact, we're showing you live videos right now. These are live videos at 3FM 927 of the family house of the late Mohammed Murtala, who is the former or the late environment minister, who was also part of the 8 Ghanaians we lost to that helicopter crash almost a year ago. Tomorrow will be exactly a year. He was a member of parliament for the Tamale Central constituency. It's really, really troubling. If you go on our Facebook page right now, 3FM 927, we're showing you live videos of the family house of the Honorable Murtala Mohammed, that's Ibrahim Murtala Mohammed, whom we lost to the helicopter crash. His family house has just been engulfed by a fire outbreak, and we're showing you the live videos right now. This is what is happening as we speak. At 3FM 927, go on our Facebook page and our YouTube page. You see what I'm talking about. Rashid Tanko Computer is still with us. Quite heartbreaking, is it not?
In fact, this is a terrible news you have just given to me. Very terrible. Very disturbing news. I wish the occupants in their house safe. I hope the fire service should be able to contain the fire. It's a terrible news. Terrible, very terrible.
And can I hold on a bit, Rashid Tanko? We have our Northern Regional Correspondent, Christopher Marco, who has just arrived at the scene of the fire outbreak as we speak. Chris, first of all, tell us where exactly this family house is and the extent of the fire outbreak as we're seeing on our Facebook page at 3FM 927 streaming right now. Hello, Chris. Hello, Chris. Hello, Chris. Can you hear us? Hello, Chris. unfortunately. We lost Christopher Marco there. We'll try to raise him back on the telephone to give us some more details of what we're just hearing. There's unfortunate news of a fire that has just engulfed the family house of the late Ibrahim Murtala Mohammed, the former environment minister who died in that helicopter crash together with 7 others. Tomorrow will be exactly a year that this other unfortunate incident happened, and just a day before that 1 year remembrance of this unfortunate incident that claimed their lives, the family house of the late Ibrahim Murtala Mohammed has also been engulfed in a fire outbreak as we speak. If you go on our Facebook page at 3FM927, we're showing you these are live videos of the fire outbreak as is happening right now. The fire service officials are making frantic efforts to bring the fire under control as we speak. And Christopher Marco is at the scene right now, Northern Regional Correspondent. Chris, can you hear me now?
Yes, Alfred, I can hear you.
Perfect. Where exactly is this family house? And just give us a bit more detail on what's happening as we speak.
Yes, so Alfred, unfortunately, the family house of the late Murtala Mohammed, the late member of parliament for the Tamale Central Constituency, as of last year, August, caught fire about 40 minutes ago, and now we see the personnel of the Ghana National Fire Service are still here trying to douse the fire. We have so far counted some 8 rooms that have been affected, severely affected, and the personnel together with other residents within the area are trying their possible best to douse the fire. As it stands now, the cause of the fire is yet to be established, but I can confirm that properties have been.
And where is this family house located?
Okay, so it's located along the Tamale Hospital Road, and that was exactly where the funeral of the late member of parliament was held. And so residents have come to help the personnel of the Ghana National Fire Service.
And from what we are seeing on our Facebook page, which is the live videos right now, as it is happening, this fire outbreak, we see that the fire service personnel are fighting the fire on one side, but it appears that the fire is also spreading quite wide and fast. Is it not?
Yes, exactly. So, Alfred, the house is a compound house, so. While we are trying to fight the fire from one end, the other end is also being caught up, and so they are trying their possible best to deal with the fire.
And also, you've been speaking to the family members and the residents who are around there now. What have they been telling you? What exactly may have caused this fire?
So, Alfred, right now the family is unable to speak with me, but I have the Northern Regional PRO of the Ghana National Fire Service here with me. Maybe he will bring us to speed as to the cause of fire and what actually happened. So, you are live on 3FM. About 30 minutes ago, this house was caught up by fire. Tell us what you've gathered so far since arriving here.
Thank you very much. For now, we can't really confirm what actually caused the fire, what led to the cause of the fire. But however, our team of men are on the ground while fighting the fire. Investigations are also handled. After when we are done and we unravel the cause of the fire, we'll make it.
How many rooms have been affected?
For now, we have been able to count about 17 rooms in all. And then we can say that 9 rooms are currently affected, while about 8 rooms are salvaged by the men.
Okay, so after you heard from the regional PR, 9 rooms actually, not 8, 9 rooms actually have been affected.
And that's quite heartbreaking. And this is coming just a day before we mark the remembrance of his passing. Was the family also preparing to mark or remember this particular day tomorrow?
Yes, exactly. So after the family was preparing to mark the 1 year anniversary of this unfortunate incident. Unfortunately, it won't have been under service because this is just a family house. Currently, I'm standing just in the comfort of the house where the funeral was actually held last week.
And with what we are seeing right now on Facebook, and let me just remind our listeners that we are streaming this fire outbreak live on Facebook, the fire outbreak that has affected the family house of the late Ibrahim Murtala Mohammed. I see someone climbing an electric pole. What is happening there, Chris?
Okay, so these are people who are trying to help the fire down the fire. The issue is that the house, like I said, is a compound house. And so, looking at how the fire started and when it started, they will have to get access to the place that is not affected so that it will deal with it.
And Christopher, appreciate you for this. Thank you so much for this update. Christopher Macon is our Northern and Savannah regional correspondent, giving us updates of what's happening as we speak. If you go on our Facebook page at 3FM927 and also on YouTube at 3FM92.7, we're streaming the fire outbreak happening right now that has engulfed the family house of the late Ibrahim Murtala Mohammed, the former Environment, Science, Technology Minister, and also the Member of Parliament for the Tamale Central Constituency, former MP for the Tamale Central Constituency, who died in that helicopter crash almost a year ago. And unfortunately, when the family was preparing to have a remembrance for his passing, or of his passing, exactly a year ago tomorrow, the family house has been engulfed by this fire outbreak. And this is the breaking news coming through now.
Breaking news on 3FM 92.7.
Rashid Tanko Computer is still with us, Deputy Director of IT Elections for the NDC and also a CEO of GIFEC. Ms. Tanko, we've got some detail as well. What happened, the fire service is there trying to fight the fire, but the videos of what we are seeing on the live stream, it's quite heartbreaking. I mean, almost 9 rooms, we understand, affected by the inferno, and it's not looking good. It's not looking good at all from what we are seeing right now, and I'm sure this is one that you're going to relay quickly to the party to move in swiftly and quickly, isn't it?
Well, that is it. That's why we pray that the fire service should be able to contain the blaze and then bring it under control. I mean, we're hoping that no life should be lost. We're praying that everybody should be safe. And then properties should be able to recover. But I know a lot of properties are going to be damaged through this blaze. It's a very unfortunate situation. Very, very unfortunate situation.
And I thank you very much for joining us. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure, my brother.
Appreciate it. That's Rashid Tanko Computer, is the Director of IT and Elections for the NDC. This is Hot Edition. We're going to go for the script break. When we're back, we'll settle for the latest in the world of business and sports.
Hello, good evening and welcome to the business segment on Hot Edition on 3FM 92.7 with me, Bismarck. Hausa. Coming up, International Monetary Fund, IMF warns youth unemployment in Ghana remains stubbornly high at 30%. We'll bring you details and other stories shortly. Please stay. Thanks for your company. Now to the details. The International Monetary Fund, IMF, has stated that youth unemployment in Ghana has remained stubbornly high at around 30% among people aged 15 to 24. In its country report on Ghana, the fund said social conditions remain challenging despite existing safeguards. We'll bring you details in our bulletin.
The World Bank estimates that Ghana's poverty rate declined modestly to 37.1% in 2025 from 38.9% in 2022. This was driven by lower inflation and stronger growth in the agriculture and services sectors. The International Monetary Fund says unemployment, particularly among the youth, remains a major challenge. It indicates government's minimum-term national policy development framework for 2026 to 2029 prioritizes growth in labor-intense sectors to create more jobs. The IMF also notes that Ghana continues to face significant social protection gaps. The fund adds that while education outcomes have improved, secondary school enrollment remains below Sustainable Development Goal targets. It concludes that stronger social safety nets and more targeted social policies are essential to protect vulnerable households amid fiscal constraints and global economic uncertainty.
And that was a 3 Business News Desk report on the International Monetary Fund, IMF, warning youth unemployment in Ghana remains stubbornly high at 30%. Before we go, oil prices dropped sharply today to a 3-week low after U.S. President Donald Trump called off a planned attack on Iran, raising hopes of a quick deal that could boost oil supplies from the Gulf. And that brings us to the end of the business segment on Hot Edition on 3FM 92.7 with me, Bismarck. Also, Andrew Sefa is here for sports. Please stay.
Hello, good evening and welcome to the sports segment here on Hot Edition on 3FM 92.7 with me, Andrew Sefa Bamfo. Let's start off from the camp of the Black Stars because midfielder Caleb Irenchi is expected to join Coventry from Norgeland in a deal which is worth up to 30 million euros. My colleague Mutalaya Kubu provides more details in the following report.
Ghana football because a 20-year-old Ghanaian midfielder Caleb Irenchi is set to join Premier League new boys Coventry City. Now, reports coming in is that Coventry and Norgeland, that is the Danish club that Irenchi plays for, have agreed a deal worth 30 million euros. Now, Caleb Irenchi, remember, was born in Ghana, in Bechem, somewhere in the Afro region, before he joined Right to Dream Academy at age 11. Then, when he was 18 years, he was transferred to Denmark to play for Norgeland, where he had a trial. He impressed the handlers of Norgeland, and they actually decided to sign him. Not up until when he was around 19 years. That is where he got a call-up into the first team of Norgeland, where he's been working with Michael Essien, former Ghana international, who is an assistant coach at Norgeland. Irenchi also got a call-up, or his first ever call-up, to the senior national team when Ghana played in the 2025 Unity Cup. He played in that game against Nigeria, but had to wait until 2026 when Ghana played Wales, where he got his first goal in that international friendly game. Then we went into the World Cup proper, and that game against Panama, Ghanaians will always remember Caleb Irenchi for scoring the only goal for Ghana in that game. He impressed at the World Cup, and that is why he's earned a move to Coventry City, where we'll be monitoring his progress.
And so that was a report by my colleague Mutala Yakubu on Caleb Irenchi. More on Caleb Irenchi, he's set to be signed officially and announced by Coventry on Thursday. And he's also expected to fly out to Denmark and complete his medical examinations later today. Bringing an end to the sports segment here on Hot Edition on 3FM 92.7 with me, Andrew Sifa Bamfo.
Andrews, thank you so much. And before we go, here on Hot Edition on 3FM 92.7, also on Kesmi 107.1 in Tamale and W 93.5 in Gbewaa and beyond, we take you straight to matters involving the abuse of drugs, and that's quite troubling from what we've been getting from the United Nations, giving us some information regarding how a research that was also conducted has revealed the abuse of illicit drugs by such nearly half of Africans aged 18 to 35, highly educated, have ambitions of seeking greener pastures in other African countries, and also some resorting to illicit drugs as a result of disappointment. This is the United Nations Development Program, Ghana representative Niloy Banejer, describing this as a failure of global order.
Fundamental level, I will not migrate if I have opportunities. If I see that my children can rise up the social ladder, if I see that I can make enough money to pay for my family's healthcare, education, and eventually put some away for retirement. Right. If I see all those opportunities, I wouldn't happily migrate. Everyone wants to stay home. Everyone wants to be near grandma, grandpa, and parents, brothers and sisters. So even as a migrant myself, I work overseas and I miss being with family on many occasions. But you wouldn't migrate if you found all the best of opportunities and possible your social aspirations are met. So here, this is where I think collectively as the global order, we have failed. It's a development failure.
Chief Executive Officer of Afrobarometer, Joseph Asunka, says the report calls for realistic African collaboration to provide economic opportunities for young people.
Point about migration. We have seen that the data that show most of it will have lots of applicants wanting to leave their own country. And a lot of it is driven by economic factors. And I think the core thing comes down to governance. So governance, especially economic governance, creating opportunities for young people to be able to thrive. But I don't think we should focus on just country-level engagement. I think Africa needs collective action.
Chief Executive Officer of Afrobarometer, Joseph Asunka, ending Hot Edition here on 3FM 92.7, also on Kesmi 107.1 and on W93.5 in Gbewaa and beyond. Join me at 10 p.m. on TV3 for Ghana Tonight, which is also going to be live on 3FM 92.7. I am Alfred Okansi. On behalf of the rest of the team, the Sixers Don Ulo, Richard Baitado, Roslyn, Tofik, the drive continues. Good evening.